In this video we'll do number 3 and 4. So number 3 is asking you to write an exponential equation. An exponential is of the form y equals a times b to the x for the curve that passes through these 2 points. So one way of approaching this is to make a table with the information that's known. And in this case, this is missing the -1, so let's put what we know in the table. So we know -2 3/2 and 1 3/16. And in order to write our equation, we need to know the initial value and we need to know the multiplier. In this case, it's probably quicker to just use guess and check to get from here to here. You could also set up a system of equations. So if you wanted to set up a system of equations, you would be plugging in x and y for each of these. Y equals a times b to the -2, and 3/16 equals a times b to the first. So you could solve this system of equations. In this case, I think it's a little bit faster to just use guess and check, because the numerator is staying the same. We're trying to get the denominator to go from a 2 to a 16 by multiplying by something. So you can guess and check. If we multiply by 4 in the denominator, this becomes an 8. If we multiply by 4 again in the denominator, we've gone past where we need to go. So adjust your guess. If we multiply by 2 in the denominator, this becomes a 4. Multiply by 2 again, this becomes an 8. Multiply by 2 again, it becomes a 16. So in this case, we're only multiplying the denominator by 2, or you could think of it as multiplying by 1/2 each time. So in our equation, the initial value is 3/8. The multiplier is 1/2, and then to the x power. On number 4, we're considering the equation that passes through these 2 points. So 0, 8, and I'll just scale by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 1/2. Actually, we'll just scale by 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then +2, 1/2. And it's an exponential curve, so it's going to look something like this. And we're writing an equation for this graph. So again, you can make a table. And here we're trying to get to 8, from 8 to 1/2, where you need to divide by something. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 divided by 4 is 0.5, 1/2. So we can see here that the initial value is 8. We're multiplying by 1/4, and then to the x. Sketch a graph of the equation, label the y-intercept and at least one additional point. So we already have the y-intercept given as 0, 8. We're also given the 0.2, 1/2. Circle the value of x that would produce a point on the graph furthest from the x-axis. So here's the x-axis. We want to get as far away as we can from the x-axis. So as we go to more negative values of x, the graph gets farther and farther away from the x-axis. So we need to choose the smallest number, the most negative number, which is -200. Circle the value of x that would produce a point on the graph closest to the x-axis. As we get closer to the x-axis, we are approaching larger and larger values of x. So we want to pick the largest value of x, which would be 2. True or false, the point 3 2/3 is also on the graph. So if we use our equation, we're checking whether y, which is 2/3, equals 8 times 1/4 cubed. So 8 times 4 cubed is 64, so 8 times 1/64 is, when reduced, 1/8, which is not equal to 2/3. So this is a false statement.